had a couple of people message me, not just on Discord, but on like Twitter and Blue Sky and stuff, saying, hey Eddie, are you going to be picking up Avowed when it comes out? And the honest answer is that I don't know anything about Avowed. I've never played any of the Pillars of Eternity games, so I'm brand new. So I thought we could dive into a couple of the trailers. If anybody here is a Pillars veteran or knows anything about Avowed, I have questions. So I thought that we could just have a little review session together and see what we think. Avowed Deep Dive Xbox Developer Direct. Let's have a look. Let's see what they say. Ooh!
Welcome to Obsidian Entertainment.
Hi.
I'm so proud to share with you our upcoming fantasy action RPG, Avowed. Avowed is an adventure into the heart of the living lands, a frontier at the edge of the known world, where you must put a stop to a mysterious spiritual plague and discover a secret at the heart of the living lands.
Am I the
At
secret?
Obsidian, we love creating worlds with deep themes,
Aww.
dynamic gameplay, and thoughtful reactivity. And Avowed is no different. We set out to blend the believable and fantastical to give players a world and experience like no other. It's colorful, it's vibrant, it's strange. It's one of the most incredible settings in the world of Aora. There's going to be a lot of great secrets to discover, one of which has a really personal connection to you as the player character, and you're going to have a great time getting to know those secrets and leaving your mark on the world.
Ooh.
And when it comes to encounters, our combat brings the best of the moment-to-moment fun that comes with action-oriented gameplay and the depth and breadth of choice that you get with an RPG. Here to talk more about Avowed's combat is Gabriel Paramo, Gameplay Director.
Here at Obsidian, our team's overarching goal is to empower you with choice. So we developed a flexible combat system that allows you to quickly swap from spellcasting and sharpshooting to melee combat.
Ooh.
We want to give you the freedom to mix and match your loadout to fit the way you want to play from moment to moment, uninterrupted.
Okay.
For all battles, you can combine a variety of weapons,
There's guns!
attacks, and abilities for tactical advantages against a wide range of enemy types. It's not just hacking.
Wait, I could have like a shield and be a spellcaster? Like a wand in one hand and a shield in the other hand? Wait, I'm set.
And slashing. You're making real-time decisions about when to use your abilities, powerful melee attacks, blocks, parries, and special attacks. If you choose to approach combat with a one-handed wand, it feels quick and snappy when dealing damage to enemies at mid-range. Using the Tanglefoot ability, you can stop enemies in their tracks, giving you the opportunity to focus on weaker or tougher combatants in an intentional and controlled manner.
It feels like it's going to be slow. Like it feels like it's going to be intentional, it's going to be slow. Not necessarily in a bad way, but it feels very methodical. It feels like, I don't know the best way to describe it. It's not going to be like combos in like the quick succession of certain games. It's going to be like this attack and this attack. It's going to be like swing, hack, slash. It's going to be very reminiscent of Skyrim and Oblivion. Pillars was very lore focused. Hey, I'm here for it. This isn't a bad thing in my regards. I'm just trying to understand what kind of experience to expect going into it. Because obviously if you go into an experience expecting something like fast gameplay and you get something that's a lot more toned down and a lot more slower pace, then that's not what you're expecting. But yeah, I'm liking it so far. I can already imagine myself playing this offline, like off stream, just by myself, just like with my headphones in and just losing myself in this game, just very like what I used to do with Skyrim. Like I know I keep coming back to Skyrim, but I'm intrigued to see if it gives me the same quiet evening playing a game feels as Skyrim did.
It's important to pay attention to the types of enemies you're dealing with. Some units are extremely defensive, some are brutishly difficult, and others you must make sure you prioritize or their healing capabilities will put you in a tough spot.
Always take the healer out first.
To help with the different encounters you will face, we provide customizable
Wait, I
loadouts.
can have double wands? Wait, I can dual wield wands?
To help with the different encounters you will face,
Wait, Wait now, I can dual wield wands? I used to do that. I know I keep coming back to Skyrim, but I used to have fire in one hand, healing in the other. Pew, 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 pew. Holy shit.
We provide customizable loadouts that can be quickly switched.
Oh my god, are you gonna have a shield and a gun? I'm literally playing Percy de Rollo. You guys can't stop me.
During combat. That means you can play however you want. Equip a sword
Hell
and
yeah.
shield and charge into battle. Dual wield pistols and control the encounter mid-range.
I can dual wield pistols. Oh. Wait. What if I had a pistol in one hand and a wand in the other? The aesthetics are pretty Divinity-esque as well. I haven't played Divinity, but I've been told I should look into it. But holy shit, look at these. They're very pretty. I do like these little, they're almost like muskets. I like it. I like
Or
it.
even dual wield wands to feel like a gunslinging mage.
Wait, what? Wait, hold on. What the fuck? What the hell? To feel like, how did he say it? Like a gunslinging mage? Hello?
Encounter
Wait.
mid-range. Or even dual wield wands to feel like a gunslinging mage.
Just double wands? Hell yeah, why the fuck not? You just turn into a fucking fireworks display? Let's go.
You could use your enchanted wand to freeze enemies, and then use your offhand weapon's power attack to shatter them.
Oh!
We've worked hard to keep you constantly engaged as battles unfold by creating a balance between pressure and manageability during combat.
Players will have ample choices for how to build and progress their Envoy in the world of the living lands as they get to know the game and the story and explore the many diverse regions. Some quests in Avowed will have you make difficult decisions with profound consequences.
Good.
Like this side quest you may encounter in Shatterscarp, the third region you'll explore on your journey through the living lands. As you're exploring, you come across the bodies of these fallen soldiers.
Oh, no.
And as you explore the remains of the battle, it's up to you to determine who, if anyone, is at fault.
Oh.
Just the 4 of us. Manu, Kiri, Naoki, and me. Training under Captain Ruiki. Trying to keep Thirdborn safe.
In other words, you're a gang of vigilantes. Not that I'm one to judge.
Here.
Accent check, please. What a beautiful accent.
Take my badge. Take everyone's. Our families deserve to know we fought and died for them.
Making the right choice isn't always what it seems. We embrace moral nuance and gray areas, trusting players to make tough decisions in complicated situations.
Yes, well, as a BioWare veteran, I am used to that. Bring it on!
My squad and I rested in the cave by the water last night, and as we were sleeping, we were ambushed by those miserable Zorips. I was so surprised, and it was so dark. I just got separated from everyone else. Look, I can't face those monsters alone, but I have to know if anyone else made it out. Of course he did. Sergeant Asui never has a thought he won't say out loud. So what did he tell you? That Captain Ruiki was sick? That I was paranoid?
Oh.
That I was a dumb baby? I heard it all often and loudly. Wait, if you found Sergeant Asui, why is he not here with you? What happened?
At the end of the quest, you have a choice. When you confront Private Naoki, if you believe the story he's told you, you can hand over the badges and let him go back home.
You're right. Real battle isn't something you can prepare for, is it? It's not my fault. No, they should have never have camped in the cave. I'll take the badges. I'm going back to Thirdborn.
But if you confront him, if you believe that he fled the site of the battle as an act of cowardice, then he might challenge you to a fight to reclaim his honor. Either way, when you return to town, you'll see the consequences of your actions and the choices you made during this quest. Creating an immersive experience like Avowed is anchored in the world we build. Art director Matt Hansen and the team have worked to create a unique, colorful, and dynamic visual style.
From the outset, we knew that we wanted Avowed setting to feel rich, weird, and wonderful. We found inspiration in a wide swath of real-world cultures, helping us create a unique RPG experience. By contrasting the vibrant with the dull, or verdant spaces with sickly ones, we can better deliver complex emotional experiences for our players.
It's nice to see passion and creativity. It's nice to see it thriving. I don't know what the writing is going to be like for the game. I don't know how the game's going to play. I don't know what the story's going to be like. I don't know anything about it, but it is nice to see that there is at least still a space where passion for creativity and art direction and stuff like this is still a thing. Do you know what I mean? It's nice to see. Right off the bat, I see Southern Pacific Greek influence. Yeah, some of it looks really, really interesting. Like this temple here looks like it could be straight out of like a Lara Croft Tomb Raider game or something. And then this one's beautiful with the spores and stuff. All of the fungal plants. That would be gorgeous. I love it. I love bioluminescence in games. That's why I always love the Underdark and D&D, because they've always got like bioluminescent mushrooms. I love stuff like that. I'm getting vibes. I'm getting okay vibes. I'm getting good vibes. We'll see how this goes.
Us create a unique RPG experience. By contrasting
I can see the
vibrant
passion
with the dull, or verdant spaces with sickly ones, we can better deliver
That's fair,
complex
Delara.
emotional experiences for our players. The Living Lands is a continent of untamed valleys with widely varied biomes, from luxuriant forests to volcanic wastes. And each of those regions itself is a conflux of storied landscapes. All of the regions have a lot of special things associated with them, but I have a deep place in my heart for Shatterscarp. As you're wandering the wastes of Shatterscarp, you might notice off in the distance a vibrant jewel of color. By transitioning from destitute, muted tones of
we're in like Arizona now or something. This kind of landscape always reminds me of... Is it Arizona? The Red Rocks are in Arizona. Yeah, it's fucking stunning. Look at the state of this. Look at this! It's beautiful. This is what it always reminds me of. It's just these stunning fucking landscapes. Monument Valley. Look at that. That's what this always reminds me of. There's a level in Mass Effect Andromeda as well that reminds me of Monument Valley.
Of a wasteland of sand and marching in towards a beautiful oasis. There's the opportunity there for life, for adventure, and even a little danger.
We hope you've enjoyed this look at Avowed. We're thrilled to share more about the game in the coming months, and we can't wait for you to explore the Living Lands when Avowed launches this fall.
It looks like it has potential. It looks like it has potential. Unfortunately, one of those things where we're not going to know how it feels, how it plays, how it reads, and how it tells until we have the game. Now, I do know that this game is quite expensive. Like, I think the standard edition for it is like $60, and then like the early access limited edition or whatever it is like $80. How do you guys feel about the pricing of it so far? Like, is it fairly priced? It is $79.99. Yeah, that's $80, my guy. $69.99 is $70. Holy shit! I don't care about that 1 pence, that 1 cent. I will always round up. It is on Game Pass. Yeah, I saw some people saying that they speculate that they want people to play it on Game Pass, but I don't have Game Pass. Should I get Game Pass? It's another subscription that I don't need, but it is extremely pricey. Sorry, the pre is freaking 90. Yeah, shit, yeah. I thought I saw that. I thought I saw $89.99, fucking $90, 90 quid. I don't have that, unfortunately. So it is very expensive, which is something that I'm a little bit hesitant about. Prices have gone up across the board. I've accepted that. Unfortunately, yes. So we'll see how it goes. I'm interested, but might have to wait until it's on sale or something. Same, right? Summer sale? That's pretty ballsy for something that's just coming out. I know, right? But hey, I usually have to wait for sales anyway with big games. Same. I feel very fortunate for Game Pass. Yeah, I might sneak a little bit of Game Pass in maybe if I need to. But the premium edition is 120 Canadian. Jesus. Oh no. This is why you wait for it to go on sale. It'll be so long though. I know. What if I want to play it now? We'll have to wait and see. Okay, there is like Civ 7 is $80 and it makes me cry a bit. Every now and then there's €1 for a month of Game Pass. Well, we shall see. I don't know if I want to invest that much money into it right away, especially with it being that expensive. I feel like it's a huge indulgence that I just can't really afford right now. But it would be interesting to see how it plays if that price ever comes down a little bit to something that's more affordable for myself and for you guys, of course. But it is interesting. It does look like it has a lot of potential for being another excellent game to lose yourself in for like RPG and story and stuff, and a little bit of combat. I want to be a gunslinging mage with wands. There is a story trailer, which I assume will be for people like me who have never played a Pillars of Eternity game ever. So we can take a look at that. I am interested in Avowed, especially since Garrus's voice actor is... Garrus is in it? Wait! Garrus Vakarian! Don't tell me which one he is. And this is only 1 minute and 37 seconds long to get the story trailer in. Let's have a look and see what we think. God, it's loud.
Come. Your Emperor has chosen you as our envoy to the living lands. That wild frontier suffers from the dream scourge. Find the root of this terrible plague and put an end to it.
He is wrong. The dream scourge is but a symptom of a deeper, more dangerous rot. Go, tame the chaos that plagues the living lands, so that those who remain standing can shape its future.
They both deceive you. There is more wonder in this world than eyes alone can see. You must open yourself to its mysteries. Tend to its purpose, no matter how wild. And become what the living lands truly needs.
I'm paying attention.
Its protector.
God, it's giving Skyrim, isn't it? Right, well, give me 1 second. Let's process.
Come. Your Emperor has chosen you as our envoy to the living lands.
So, we're playing as a character that is the envoy of our Emperor into the living lands. Got it.
That wild frontier suffers from the dream scourge.
This is the dream scourge, I assume. This is just what I'm getting from the story trailer.
Find the root of this terrible plague and put an end to it.
Okay, so our Emperor wants us to find where this plague is coming from and end the plague. Got it. Down with the blight.
He is wrong.
Uh-oh.
The dream scourge is but a symptom of a deeper, more dangerous rot. Go, tame the chaos that plagues the living lands, so that those who remain standing can shape its future.
So she's like, your Emperor's a dickhead and doesn't see the bigger picture. It's not just the plague or the blight, the dream plague, whatever it is, that we've got to like put an end to. We've got to put an end to corporate greed or some shit. I don't know. So that, you know, if we cure the plague, at least the people who survive the plague can live a nice life free of corporate greed. I don't know. I'm just... This is just what I'm getting. This is just... End the blight of capitalism. But then there's a third voice. Hold on.
They both deceive you.
God? Is this God? So, wait. Hydaelyn says, no, fuck your Emperor and fuck whoever that person in the mask is. Listen to me.
There is more wonder in this world than eyes alone can see. You must open yourself to its mysteries. Tend to its purpose, no matter how wild.
Okay.
And become what the living lands truly needs. Its protector.
Okay, so we've got choose your side. Do you choose the side of your emperor where you go and just like cure an epidemic or something? Do you choose the side of the other person who's like, your emperor is a billionaire and he's a fucking weirdo, you should not just worry about the blight, you should worry about the people in power as well? Or do we listen to literally Hydaelyn asking us to be the warrior of light and the protector of Eorzea? So choose your side. That's Skyrim though. I know this isn't Bethesda, this is Obsidian, but that's Skyrim. I walk into Eddie talking about a game where you battle COVID, corporate greed, and echo warriors. Let's go! Avowed! Like, that's blatantly Skyrim. I know where this is in Skyrim. Forge your Destiny hero of light. I mean, I really like this. I really like the artwork for it. It's visually beautiful. So, now I know the vague story. Now I know the vague story. There is a pre-order trailer. It's only 40 seconds long. We're not going to watch that. We're going to watch the official gameplay trailer. Let's go. 20 years of making your worlds your way. These are the same people that made South Park, The Stick of Destiny, or The Stick of Truth. The Stick of Truth, I think it was. But also the Fallout series. No, wait, Fallout New Vegas, which I think is everybody's favourite Fallout. And they also made something else. I know that they helped make the second Knights of the Old Republic. What else did Obsidian make? Ocean sounds. Ooh.
People don't like you very much, do they?
Ooh.
Sent here to the living lands by an emperor who couldn't bother to come himself.
Well, that's the purpose of an Envoy, isn't it? When was this released? This was a year ago that this trailer came out. Okay.
To investigate some plague that seems to be corrupting our very souls. You want us to trust you. But the truth is, you scare us.
Is he talking to me? We want to trust you, but you scare us. You're different. Oh no. Watch out! Outer Worlds! That's it! They did Outer Worlds! Welcome to space. What were you expecting? It's a dangerous place. Thank you for investing. I need to play that. I have it on my to-play list for this year, and I need to play that. I need to see... I fucking love that song. It's such a clever song. It gives me chills every time I hear that song. The Fine Print is a fucking incredible song, and that's for the Outer Worlds, isn't it? Love it. Absolutely love it. There's no I in team, but there's con in economy. Fucking poetic genius.
The way you fight.
Oh dear. Ah!
The power you wield. The secrets you keep. You're either here to save us or destroy us.
So it's giving very much like, you know, choose your own adventure thing, which is nice. You can choose to save us or destroy us, or at least that's what I'm getting from the wording.
So now that you have all this power, what are you gonna do with it?
probably heavily copywritten music, but you know what? It's fine. Interesting. I want to see how the game feels, because it's one thing. I'm very new to the whole like game reviewer thing. I've done it once and we all saw how that ended up going. Fun times for me. But what I've learned is that when you experience a game in trailer form and when you experience a game in demo form, it feels very different from when you actually play the finished product. So even though an awful lot of this looks really, really good and looks really interesting, it seems like an interesting story, I want to see how it feels. Is it going to feel like I'm playing Skyrim? Is it going to feel slow and clunky and not immersive and stuff like that? So it's we're going to take all of this as just a first look kind of pinch of salt thing and see how a game feels, which unfortunately we can't do through a trailer. So we're just going to see how the gameplay looks, I think. Let me turn the volume down a smidgen. It looks beautiful though. It's an interesting looking world. Are those mushrooms? Why are we killing mushrooms? Oh. It is just Skyrim. Is the Skyrim music copyright? I don't know. I would need a third person setting so I don't puke. I believe they announced that they have added a third person option, so I don't think you have to play in first. Hold on, I'm going to turn the Skyrim music down. Stop that. I don't think you have to play in first person. You can play it in third person. I mean, it looks okay. Obviously, this is still like a demo, so it's not the finished product, but apparently it's supposed to work very similar to Outer Worlds, where you drop into like certain maps and it's kind of like a sandbox. You can like explore and go around the map, so it's not as open world as Skyrim was, but it looks pretty. Third person settings should be in accessibility settings. First thing I looked up because I hated it so much in Outer Worlds. Yeah, I definitely heard someone say that there's a third person option in accessibility settings. You can also alter the head bob when you're running in first person. You can also alter and adjust the camera movement. I think for people who get motion sickness in first person, I think there are accessibility options that you can change to help, but I don't know for sure. This is all stuff that I'm hearing on the grapevine. I'm trying to like gauge from what I'm seeing how it's going to feel. I don't know. The thing that I have with games like Skyrim, I was a huge Oblivion fan, but I dropped off Skyrim a little bit quicker, mostly just because it's one of those games where I just love to lose myself in it. And sometimes it feels a little bit too open and too empty, but not in a bad way. Like if I want to lose myself in an immersive game, in an immersive world, and just fuck around and do whatever the fuck I want, go into a cave because I want to go into the cave, buy a house in a city somewhere and then like decorate it however the fuck I want, or go out and find the dragons and stuff, I can. The thing that I really loved about Oblivion and Skyrim was the music and stuff, and I've heard that the music for this is really good as well, so I'm so excited for the Oblivion remake or the remaster. If that's happening, I hope they don't take the bugs out of Oblivion. The best thing about Oblivion was how janky and buggy it was. It was so funny. I think a lot of people were saying that Obsidian is really well known, if you want to say well known, for their jankiness and their bugs and stuff, but I don't know. I miss that kind of stuff about Oblivion. Sharing Oblivion with friends is so much fun because it's the jankiest. It's so funny. The Oblivion memes that are all over the internet are just top tier. I mean, visually it's beautiful, but is it? It feels like Skyrim. It feels like Oblivion. Like even how the creatures move and things and how they attack and stuff. It feels like I'm dodging enemies in Skyrim, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. Like, if it's going to give me a world that I can lose myself in and good role-playing storytelling and characters and things like that, then fuck yeah, let's fucking go. I loved Skyrim. There's one more video that I want to watch really quickly. It's a video by Gaming Bolt, and it's called 15 Things You Need to Know Before You Buy Avowed. Personally, I'm worried. Obsidian is selling it for north of $70, but Obsidian has never made a game that made me shit myself. Well, we'll see. We'll see. It's one of those things, isn't it, where you won't know how good it is until you're playing it. But if you can't afford to play it, then we're going to have to wait and see. But anyway, so 15 things to know before you buy Obsidian. Before you buy Avowed by Obsidian. Let's go. Holy shit, loud.
Multiple delays, high-profile departures, and revamps later, the role-playing game Avowed is finally on track to launch on February 18th for Xbox Series X and S and PC.
Woo.
This is nearly 5 years after its initial announcement in 2020, and given the genre's popularity, expectations are high. At $69.99 for the Standard Edition, $89.99 for the Premium Edition, granting 5 days of advanced access, here are 15 things you should know before pre-ordering. Setting.
Yes.
Set in the world of Eora, similar to Pillars of Eternity, Avowed takes players to the living lands where a mysterious plague called the Dream Scourge is wreaking havoc.
Yes.
As an envoy, you seek to discover what's going on and ultimately stop it, but it turns out there's also a specific connection to the land. Despite the familiar setting, you don't need to have played Pillars of Eternity's series to understand the plot.
Excellent. That was one of my questions. One of my questions was going to be, do I have to play the other Pillars games to understand this one? And apparently, according to this guy, no, we can go straight into Avowed. Perfect. Let's go. It's the Mushroom Kingdom, yeah.
You won't be doing it alone, though, with 4 different companions to recruit throughout.
Hey.
These include the science-focused Giata, the soldier Kai, the hunter Marius, and the scholar Yatzli. Up to 2 companions can travel and fight alongside you, and along with unique abilities and skills, they also have separate side quests. Factions. It wouldn't be an RPG without factions, and thus far, there seems to be at least 3 notable options. The first is seemingly tied to your duties as an envoy to stop the Dream Scourge, while the second...
Oh, yeah. So this is your Emperor, the Lady in the Mask, and God. Got it.
...believes it's a symptom of a threatening rot. Then there's Giada's side, seemingly suggesting to open yourself to its mysteries and become the protector of the living lands.
Oh.
Regardless of which you choose, your destiny will significantly change. Interconnected zones.
Wait, was it was our companion that said it, according to this guy?
Then there's Giada's side, seemingly suggesting to open yourself to its mysteries and become the protector of the living lands.
She's Heidelin. Got it.
Regardless of which you choose, your destiny will significantly change. Interconnected zones. Thus far, the world of Avowed is shaping up pretty nicely with extensive attention to detail and varied environments to explore.
Cool.
Various previews have noted all the little things that you can discover, like secret areas with chests, puzzles, and side quests.
There's the third-person option that they've introduced. So if you guys don't like playing in first person, don't worry. There is a third-person option now, so you're good.
On top of varied enemy types, including the Xiaolip from Pillars of Eternity. It's not quite an open world, but there are several open zones to explore which are interconnected.
Sometimes I like that better.
Quests. Quests are a major part of the experience as well, and what's especially interesting is the various ways you can begin them. In Avowed, most quests have more than one way to initiate.
That's how you pronounce it, Xiaolip, or raptor goblin type creatures. What, like kobolds? They're essentially kobolds.
Initiate them. There's full flexibility on how you want to decide the order, terminate an NPC, give specific items to them, and so on. You are in complete control at times. It's even possible to approach dungeons from different paths. The objective is for players to make through the world in an organic manner and continuously focus on exploration and finding every nook and cranny of the world.
I like that though.
Choices and consequences. Of course, you'll also make plenty of choices where many consequences won't be immediately obvious. Quote, there are choices that you're going to make that are going to have immediate effects, choices that you'll make that will have effects that you'll see maybe hours later, and some that you'll make that you'll come to see at the very end of the game, kind of how those play out further on into the future.
Yeah, it's going to be like Mass Effect, where you make a decision in Mass Effect 1 and it affects the outcome of Mass Effect 3. But then, this is cool. I love stuff like this. This is what I want. Just as long as it's not overly devastating. I mean, it will be, let's face it. Like, I'll save one guy at the beginning of the game, and he'll go on to be like, to go out and destroy the world or something. I'm like, damn, I should have killed that one guy. Let's see.
Said the developer to Game Informer. Additionally, quote, but along with that, you've got choices that are very intimate and impactful for specific characters, and some that affect the state of the entire settlements of the living lands and the living lands at large. Said choices will also affect your bonds with companions, which can, quote, come back to reward or haunt you, or likely a bit of both a few hours later when you meet those characters.
It's literally
allies
a musket.
And adversaries. Depending on your choices, it may even be more challenging to earn an ally's trust.
Like Fenris. That's beautiful. That's beautiful.
Combat. As showcased since its reveal, combat in Avowed is real-time, with players free to mix and match weapon types, skills, and more with relative freedom. So you can wield a weapon in one hand and cast magic with the other, or dual wield certain weapons, leading to ridiculous combos. It's even possible to switch between different options depending on the situation. Weapon types. Said combos include dual pistols, but you can also wield 2 wands at a time, which makes spellcasting faster. Otherwise,
That's cool.
The usual swords, shields, axes, bows, and whatnot apply. Weapons can also be enhanced, adding elemental damage and upgraded over time.
Cool.
Weapon improvements. When Avowed's combat was first revealed, it didn't exactly set our expectations ablaze, mostly due to the weapon reactions. Fortunately, things on this front have improved significantly, with much praise heaped on senior combat designer Max Matzenbacher. Speaking to PC Gamer, the developer said, quote, Max has a superpower of looking at an animation and deciding how much hit stop there should be for it to feel good. He has tweaked every weapon with hit stop differently, like the hammer. The special attack kind of lodges the hammer into the enemy and then brings it down for an area of effect attack. All the tweaking, all the animation timing, all the times when I send him a particular effect and he's like, I'm gonna play with it right at this instant. He's done a fantastic job, and he's done it with every weapon.
It'll be interesting to see how that feels when you actually play it. Like if you can actually feel the resistance of the weapon that you're using when you're bringing like a sword down on an enemy. But that is dedication, that's passion, that's love for the art, that's what we like to see. But hopefully it will deliver at the end product, because at this, as we've seen with other games in the past, it doesn't matter how much you put into it, people will hate it anyway. But it's nice to see that level of passion and involvement in game making. It's always something that I've really enjoyed about people who make games, is seeing their creativity, their passion, and their love for game making and storytelling put into a medium that I can interact with by being the player. It's wonderful. It's nice to see. It's nice to hear.
The result is more weighty and visceral combat that feels more realistic, to the extent that weaker weapons may even bounce off instead of slicing through.
Oh, that's cool. So like if you use like a weak weapon up against a strong enemy, it'll just bounce off. So you have to go and find a stronger weapon to break the armor or something, or break the shield. That's cool. Nice little touch.
PC requirements.
Uh-oh.
In terms of PC requirements, Avowed will be slightly heavier than your average RPG. Minimum hardware includes an AMD Ryzen 5 2600 or Intel Core i5 8400, 16 gigabytes RAM, and a Radeon RX
It's only
5700,
75 gigabytes.
GeForce GTX 1070, or
Nice.
Intel Arc A580. The recommended requirements include a Ryzen 5 5600X or Core i7 10700K, 16 gigabytes RAM, and a Radeon RX 6800 XT or GeForce RTX 3080. The performance and settings in both cases are unknown. At least the required install space is, quote, only 75 gigabytes across the board.
I mean, there's much bigger games that I have on my console, on my PC right now. Like 75 gigabytes is big, but it's not as big as some of the the games that I've had on my PC.
Ray tracing and DLSS 3 support. Fortunately, NVIDIA DLSS 3 is supported on PC at launch, which should help with performance. RTX is also available, resulting in ray-traced reflections and improved global illumination.
Stuff like that is pretty, but not necessary to play a game, though. So it's great that they have it, but it's not something that you have to worry about if your PC specs don't match up to the levels that you are required for, like ray tracing and bloom and things and stuff like that. So don't worry too much about that. If you're watching this thinking that your PC is going to melt, it should be okay if you've got the recommended specs.
You can also toggle NVIDIA Reflex for lower latency responses. Regarding accessibility features, Avowed offers the usual, like toggling head bobbing, field of view customization, adjusting the text size of the UI and subtitles, turning off camera shake, and so on.
It's very good to hear that the accessibility for people with motion sickness has been taken into account again, because honestly, I know so many people who get motion sickness from playing in first person with like head bob and like camera shake and stuff like that. Like it's really nice to see that the games companies are taking that into consideration now, because you'll get more people playing your game. A lot of people don't play these games because it literally makes them motion sick. If you just adjust things a little bit within games, make it more accessible for people like that, more people will play your game. So it's lovely to see.
However, the controls are also fully remappable, and localization is available for 12 languages.
Cool.
The voice acting is only in English.
So I imagine the languages will just be like the subtitles and stuff, but that's still good.
You can also switch toggle hit flash in different scenarios, like when staggering enemies, and even enable companions to manage their own skills.
Oh.
Hiding
Like in
dialogue
Mass
checks.
Effect. Oh, wait, hiding dialogue checks? I'm sat. Go on.
However, perhaps the most intriguing option for the UI is the ability to hide failed dialogue checks. As PC Gamer noted in their preview, this means not being able to see the stats required for certain choices. It's an intriguing option and one that adds to the role-playing experience like few other titles. Xbox.
So you won't know if you fail a dialogue check or something? Is that what that means? So you just have to like role play it and see what the you know like how in Dragon Age, whenever you say something and Solus disapproves, a little icon comes up and says Solus disapproves. So it turns all that stuff off. So you don't know if you fucked up until the consequences catch up with you and you realize you fuck up through the consequences of your actions. I kind of really like that. That's kind of interesting and exciting. Oh no.
Xbox Series X and S frame rate.
What?
When it comes to the game's
the frame
performance
rate
on the Xbox Series X and S, there have been some mixed messages. The developer first told the Iron Lords podcast that you don't, quote, necessarily need that 60 frames.
Yeah.
And that it allowed for the team to, quote, get a lot juicier with the VFX and lighting and all this other stuff. It's a trade-off we opted to make relatively early, and we're really happy with that. The game's running pretty smoothly for how viscerally dense it is, and that was always our goal. However, the developer later told Paris Lily that 30 frames per second, at least on the Series X, is, quote, not our target. We will hit that at the very least. We're fully into performance optimization and want to deliver a beautiful world at the best frame rate we possibly can.
He worded that as if that was a contradictory term. Like he said two different things that contradicted each other. He didn't. He said the same thing. So let me break that down for you. So what was said was that you don't need the full 60 frames per second to play the game. However, the 30 frames per second is not what they're aiming for. They're aiming for the 60 frames per second, but it's not required to play the game. You can play it at the 30 frames per second, but obviously as a game developer, they're going to aim for the high end, but make the low end accessible. So there's like a branch in between. If you have the specs and you have the capability of playing with a meaty, beefy PC that can do all of the ray tracing and visual effects from the game without melting your CPU, then play it at the 60 frames per second. But if you don't, then you can still play at 30 and enjoy the game.
Scope and playtime. The original plan was for Avowed to be Skyrim-like and also implement co-op. Neither went as planned.
It worked. What do you mean neither went as planned? It's literally so Skyrim.
As planned, but the experience is still fairly sizable. The developer compared the scope to The Outer Worlds when speaking to Game Informer last year. Quote, players can expect a roughly similar experience, just like The Outer Worlds, depending on what kind of difficulty they play on.
Maybe I should play The Outer Worlds.
They explore and invest in side content, versus just sticking to the main critical path missions. They said, if you decide to opt into all the extra content, then this could mean about 30 hours of gameplay. For those keen on a story-focused experience, it might last 15 hours like The Outer Worlds. It's all up to how you want to play.
Yeah, I mean, it seems all right. It's hard to tell from just like seeing what people are saying. It's one of those things where you need to like play a game to feel it out. The biggest thing to know is that you're going to get the best feel for the universe if you play Pillars of Eternity and Pillars of Eternity Deadfire. However, they are CRPGs a la Baldur's Gate 3. Yeah. I might look into like, they've got lore stories and stuff up on their page. I might go and have a look at them as well. He did say up to 50 hours or a minimum of 50 hours. No, I think he said, hold on, what did he say?
If you decide to opt into all the extra content, then this could mean about 30 hours of gameplay.
30.
For those keen on a story-focused experience, it might last 15 hours like The Outer Worlds. It's all up to how you...
Is The Outer Worlds only a 15-hour game? 30 hours is nothing. Considering I put in like over 100 hours into Veilguard, like 30 hours is nothing. But I think that's just if you focus on story, I think he said. Hold on.
To the main critical path missions. They said, if you decide to opt into all the extra content, then this could mean about 30 hours of gameplay. For those keen on a story-focused experience, it might last 15 hours like The Outer Worlds.
That might be 30 on top of 15, but that's without looking at every rock, turning over every fucking leaf, without going into every fucking cave and diving off of every fucking cliff. Do you know what I mean? Like they don't take into account how long I will look for items in a cave or how long I will stare at a mountain because I think that it's beautiful. Do you know what I mean? So like those are rookie numbers. I'm looking at 100+ hours of gameplay here if I really look at this flower long enough. Do you know what I mean?
It's all up to how you want to play.
Exactly. It's all up to how you want to play. It's all about how fast do you want to get through the game. It's up to what dialogue options do you want to pick, what stories do you want to tell, where do you want to go in the maps, like how many quests do you want to do. It's one of those things where you could be playing Skyrim for like a week and complete it, or you could be playing Skyrim for a month and complete it. Do you know what I mean? Like it depends on how you play the fucking game. But final thoughts? What do you guys think so far? Like what are your thoughts on Avowed so far? Is it looking good? Do you think it's worth the asking price for a start? Do you think it's going to be well worth the wait? And for Pillar of Eternity veterans, does it fill you with hope? Does it feel like a Pillars of Eternity game to you? Or is it not meant to? Oh, there was something I was going to ask because I didn't see it come up, but I think someone said that there's no romance options in this game. Like you can't romance your companions. Is that true? It looks like Divinity Original Sin, but open world. I think the price is a bit too much for only 15 hours of story. I agree. I saw that too. I'm excited and intrigued. A bit worried about the asking price. I can see a lot of similar Pillar stuff good. No romance? Hey, that's fine. I don't mind there not being romance in games, honestly. It's not a quintessential part of gameplay for me, but at the same time, it would have been nice. We can't romance the blue man. Which one? You said that Garrus Vakarian's voice actor is in Avowed. Where is he? Avowed Companions. What if?
If you keep encouraging her, she's going to climb you.
Well, that's him there, isn't it? It's blatantly the blue guy.
If you keep encouraging her, she's going to climb you.
That's Garrus Vakarian right there. That's Garrus Vakarian right there. Yep, that's it. I can hear it right away. That's fantastic.
If you keep encouraging her, she's going to climb you.
And we can't kiss blue guy. Oh, that's a shame.
There's more wonder in this world than eyes alone can see.
Her voice is beautiful.
Excuse me. We're all bigger than you are, dude.
Love a dwarf that doesn't have an obnoxious, terrible Scottish accent. I stan.
I may be small, but my magic is not, I assure you.
That's an interesting.
If you keep encouraging her, she's going to climb you.
So is he like a water race? Because I can see the scales on him, and he's got a little dolphin or a little shark, and he's got shark teeth. Are they sharks? Can I not kiss the shark?
There is more wonder in this world than eyes alone can see.
She's pretty. I like her.
Excuse me. We're all bigger than you are, dude.
You can't go wrong with a dwarf. I fucking love a dwarf.
I may be small, but my magic is not, I assure you.
I like her voice. She reminds me of that voice reminds me of someone, and I don't know who. Is it Symmetra in Overwatch? Actually, I don't know who voices. Let me. I wasn't even looking at the voice actor's name at the top. Oh my god. I think it is. She's incredible. It is. Oh, I love her. She's so cool. That's why her voice is familiar to me, because it's the same voice actor as Symmetra from Overwatch. She's wonderful and I love her dearly, and that's going to be fantastic. So not only do we have like Brandon Keener, but we've got, how do I pronounce her last name? I know her first name's Anjali Bimani, I think. I love her. That's why she sounds like that, because she's got Anjali as a voice actor. That's going to be fantastic. Ooh, okay, come back over. We'll talk about this as well. So here's some pictures of the character creator. Here's a closer look at our envoys, and we're thrilled to see yours soon in the living lands. So, I love this one over here. That just has like a tree face and a beard. I want to be tree face beard man. I noticed that fungus is a theme, a heavy theme, and moss, horns, and stuff like this. I want to be tree face beard man. This is epic. I want to be this guy, Bob Moss, Moss Man Randy. I love his little beard. That's fantastic. This is beautiful here, where like the little bits coming through where the eyebrows are. So we can customize ourselves with like face markings, with like fungus plants and things, with moss and stuff, and horns. It looks really fun. Wow. And then this is the envoy that they made, that everybody was trying to convince people was like an actual character in the game. Like they made the derpiest character ever, and then put it in a preview, and all of the insane asylum on the internet went wild and said, "This is what the game looks like." No, it's a fucking joke. I like that they can laugh at themselves a little bit. I love that they can laugh at themselves a little bit. This is funny. It's just good to see. The colors are beautiful. Like, look at the golds and the teals here, like the kind of like mint greens, and then the pinks and the kind of like teal greens in here. This is beautiful. I want to see what this is. Like, what's this growth here? I need to know. So we are playing as Zeus's children, essentially, I think. Will it be on Xbox Game Pass though? Yes, I believe so, but don't quote me on that. I'm not sure if we have to be godlike or if we can also be other races. In Pillars, we could be other races. No, I think we have to be godlike, but I think you can choose between elf and human. But I think those are the only two you can choose. You can only choose between elf and human, I think. Because if what people have said to me is true, the land that you're coming from is mostly divided between the elven population and the human population, but I don't know. Please tell me in the comments how this works. But it seems like you can only choose between human and elf and tree. But yeah, if you guys have been watching on YouTube, let me know what you think about Avowed. What do you think it's going to be like? Does it look good to you? Are you excited for it? Are you hyped? Is there anything about the lore you can tell me in the comments? Is there anything about the previous games you can tell me about the comments? I am completely new to Pillars of Eternity, so I would absolutely love to hear all your input and to be taught about what to expect from Avowed. And if you're a Pillars of Eternity veteran, are you excited for this game? Does it feel like a Pillars of Eternity game to you? Is it going in the right direction? What do you guys think and feel? Let me know in the comments down below. I would love to hear any information on this game and just to see if people are hype and if you want to be a cool tree man, Envoy. Let me know in the comments down below. Check out the link in our descriptions for all of our Discord and social media stuff. Come and join us, and come over to Twitch at twitch.tv/Unified Walker to see if we're live playing any of your favorite games right now. I'd love to see you in the chat. Thank you guys very much for watching. Let me know your thoughts on Avowed, and I'll see you in the next video. Have a good one, guys. See you next time. Bye.